I suggest we call the meeting to order at 7:01. We have an agenda. Rick Green, Chairman, Concom.
Which copy, member?
Tom Larson, member.
All right. The first thing on the agenda is to reorganize and to vote on a chair and a vice chair. I don't know what promulgated this. Did you hear anything earlier?
I did not. So I know every cycle we are supposed to re-vote in chair. I didn't know that we had vice chairs.
Oh, I see. You mean at the end of a year or something?
Yes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I make a motion we keep Rick as chair.
I second.
And how about vice chair? We don't need him? I say we nominate Rich Clapham as vice chair. I make a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. All right. I guess that'll take care of that little piece of business. Review and approve the minutes. I have not seen these yet, so. Any additions or corrections?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Site walks, the only site walk that have you done any site walks this past month?
No.
Okay, have you? No. We did one earlier today. Tony and I went to 47 Old Boston Turnpike, crossed the Route 62 from the parking lot at Comet Pond. And the owners have a septic or a leach field that's up in the air and then drops off, and then there's a row of stones there. They would like to fill between the leach pit and the stones so it's not so steep, because they fall down over the lawn and stuff like that. Yeah, so we said it would be fine, reasonable to do. It's kind of useless back there now. But I wanted to make a note that, you know, they are allowed to fill that in, but they can't like fill the backyard or continue into the woods like 300 more yards, you know, just because you gotta be careful sometimes that we say, okay, go ahead and do that, and that turns into like, oh, we have a problem because they misinterpreted what we allowed them to do or something, you know, or
Now,
changed.
do they have the original septic design? Because that probably showed where silt fence or hay bale should go, or a distance to the wetlands.
I don't know if they did or not. It was put in 2013,
Okay.
so we can't say. We didn't
Because
look at the
that might be a way to
reference it.
reference it, correct?
Yeah. That's a good idea. So what should we do?
So, we should be able to, whether it's gonna be Mallory or Tony, pull up that plan 13, that should be on record.
Yes,
Pull that plan up. We could bring that to the next meeting, take a look at it,
that's a good idea.
and then we can come up with our, where we believe, because that's gonna have to show where the wetland line is.
Right, right.
And then if we make sure they stay out of that.
Yeah, because it's definitely, I mean, it doesn't look like wetlands per se, but it would definitely be, it's across the street from Common Pond.
Yeah.
You know, there's big pines in there and everything, but still, there's gotta be some reference. I just said 75 feet from the structure, but it would be better to have it, like you said.
Yeah, because the plan will show you if there's, especially where the septic is, it'll show you everything that's around that. It should show everything within. If I'm not mistaken, I think there are wetlands further behind.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Who is taking notes tonight?
The chairman.
I don't know. Okay, Mallory's.
So it sounds like Tony's gonna be in the future at these meetings? Is that what
Yeah,
I got out of Mallory there?
I don't know.
Guilty.
There he is.
There he
Tony,
is.
it's a different Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, some young lady wanted me to tell you your window's open in your truck.
Oh,
Oh, guess what I said? My window's open in my car too, but I wasn't turning that around.
I don't mind. A couple raindrops. Be good for it.
Who's sitting here?
You.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, Tony, we were just talking about site walks, the site walk we took today. And Tom had the idea to reference the septic plan that was done in 2013 to show, because it's going to show where the septic leach field was, and we can identify so many feet off the leach field, something not to be extended any further than that. It'd be a better reference than saying 75 feet from the structure.
Okay, doc.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
You missed all the fun. We got a chair and a vice chair all voted in.
Oh,
Yeah, if you were here, you could have been vice
I
chair.
know you were looking for that seat.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't have declined it this time.
They did it to me again. How'd this happen? Because Rick does such a fine job.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable, really. Right, Rich?
Right.
I guess. Yeah. Okay, so we'll pull that plan, or we'll have the plan pulled. Tony will pull the plan. And we will address it or put some words to this inspection request based on the septic plan at our next meeting. Were you on any of the site's visits this month, past month, Tony?
Past month?
Yeah, past month.
Yeah. Well, not in the last month. We didn't do any.
No, I don't think so. All right, the next one is, next new business is Steve Smith, 16 Comet Pond Road, Comet Pond request. This plan or anything.
Yeah.
So, must be some
I mean,
miscommunication.
first it was could we build a garage, and then it was the 2 trees had to come down, and the dock is like a third.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
43.
we could,
Does that say 43 feet?
43 feet, yeah.
43 foot dock?
Yeah.
We could, do we, well, she's gonna see if she can find a minutes of the public hearing, which may or may not talk about this.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
No, because I never looked at the front yard, there was no reason for me
Right.
to, so.
All right, so again, this one, it says you have to put a license number and approved by the Department of Environmental Protection, and none of that is filled in.
All right.
So I don't know if this is just a copy and it went in. To DEP, and we only have this because it's keeping us in the loop.
I would have to think you're probably correct. 'cause
You
it's
want
not-
to sign, want us to sign off on
Because as far as I know, we don't do any sign off, especially when it's either in or over water.
Water.
Floating Dock, 9/21/21.
So I'm thinking that might just be a copy they filed with DEP
It has to be.
Is it?
and kept us in the loop.
So we're not signing any determination of applicability.
Is that what it's asking for?
Well, that's what it says, yes. RDA signatures that haven't been, we haven't signed it. Because we don't know anything about it. Apparently.
In all the years I've been around, I've never signed anything or that was in the water.
My understanding, everybody was owned by the
MDs,
state.
yeah. Oh, somebody asked me a question. The sports camp, now they own land on the pond, the son owns land on the pond. Who owns the pond?
That, I don't know.
I mean, they don't own all the land around the pond, do they?
No,
No, so all the people on the pond would.
Yeah, I don't know the history of that. It was owned by,
because I believe Danny McHugh's parents were on one side. I don't believe they're still there. And then I think further up the road, there's another,
There's a little house on the end.
kind of like a cove that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was probably all owned by Morgan at one time. And then Mike Como bought the whole thing and subdivided or split it up. And then when Burton, I think, bought from Como maybe. But there's, like I said, there's a house right on the road.
Yeah.
And there's some, would be on the east side, I guess it'd be a house. There's not much in the back, I don't think, but
I don't think so. But you never know how the property lines.
no, I don't know, that's true.
I mean, I just told the gentleman who asked me, I said, I can't believe that they own the pond per se, because there's other people on the pond. But
So it probably depends. I know there are some cases where what year it was done, the rules obviously have changed through the years. So if something never changed from its original layout, I know I do know incidences where
With people
did.
on the pond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I believe that's the case.
How about that little pond on Brigham Street there? that
What
we-
about Lovewell? Wasn't that a privately owned pond? Wasn't that like a sports,
Yeah, Sportsman Club.
sportsman's club? I
But
believe
how-
that's why there's different, steps that they have to go through on everything right down from the spraying to anything to do with that pond.
How about that little place we went to up on Brigham Street? We went in your little buggy and we went up in the woods, and the woman met us up there maybe
Oh,
8-10 months ago. How about that pond up in there?
yeah, that's a little pond on the north side of Brigham Street that's next to Ernie's house in the
Yeah,
back.
that could be a privately owned pond.
It's
Hey,
a
Mallory.
little thing.
So I did some more
Not
digging
anymore.
on that one.
Yeah,
And it looks like she was scheduled for December meeting, but it was canceled, so it doesn't look like it was ever heard again, so I'll have to contact her and have her come in for another hearing. So I will steal that back so I can get that scheduled.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. So I'm gonna steal the whole folder back. I have everything right here.
Okay.
These two.
Mallory, a question we were just talking about, the sports camp, and that pond.
Training village.
Does any one person own that pond per se? Or does everybody own the pond?
I'm not 100% sure how that works.
Okay,
Yeah, I've never had to deal with that before, so I couldn't give you an educated answer.
okay,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
All right, next one is Lovewell Pond spraying request. It just we just signed and Comet Pond milfoil spray eradication
Yep.
request. I just signed there. It's being handled by appropriate parties. Word on.
yeah, and it's a renewal. So it's
Yeah, we
something-
sign it like almost every year.
Right.
We sign.
So it's a maintenance.
Yeah.
Forest cutting on Old Westminster Road is across the road from our house. The farm is they'll be doing some work in there.
Oh, that's where that is. I was trying to think of where that was.
I was in there looking at it. It's pretty. I don't know what they're doing. There's a tree here and a tree there marked. It's gonna be
So it's selective cut.
yeah, very selective. I would say.
And is that the state doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So again, that's just to keep us in the loop.
right. Yes, that's just to keep us in a loop. Commission business, MACC annual dues. I make a motion, we continue to pay annual dues.
Second that.
All in favor?
Hey,
Okay. So that's $207 from each of us.
Funny guy. This is brilliant.
payable to you, right?
But now we get to the unexpected business.
Yeah, what else, anything else that anyone wants to talk about or concerns or? So I guess Kayla will be resigning soon, I would imagine, right?
That would be my guess.
Yeah. So,
Why is that?
She's moving. But she wants to get closer to work. She had a place lined up to meet him, but when the people that are in there now, when they move out, the rent,
Double?
yeah, well, close.
Oh, whatever. This is crazy what they're doing with rents and
Yeah.
places.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah. Well, I don't have the rent. God.
I make a motion to adjourn.
So just complete the thought, if there's anyone, if we're thinking about trying to rev up another member who might be handy, well, we've had excellent attendance by everyone. It's been really great, you know, because, you know, you can't always expect everyone to
No, we
make
should
meetings.
have another member.
So if someone has someone in mind, or somebody that might be good, or some young person starting out might want to get into business or something like that, let's bring it up and we can discuss it.
All the young people I know, they're so busy with their kids and taking their kids here and there and everywhere that they can't be interested in this yet.
I
It
know.
was nice having someone with a PE
I know it's
Yes,
pretty
it
good.
was.
and dealing with that stuff on a daily basis.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. You know, matter of factly, very this rule and that law and all that stuff.
Well, do you want to look around for someone else with those credentials?
Hard
All right.
to find in a small town.
Yeah.
No kidding.
There aren't many engineering offices in town.
I mean, we just had the town election, and then how many spots were on
Vacancies, yeah.
vacancies? It's like, are you kidding me?
You know, I know who I'll ask, though, the same person that was asking me about the Comet Pond. I mean, about the hell's the name of that pond? What campus? Nobody knows.
Well, we
Oh.
do.
Well, it isn't that important, but the gentleman that asked me about that, he's retired now and he has an interest in conservation.
Look at the map.
So I thought, when that all came up, when we changed the charter,
It's Waits Pond. Wait Pond.
Wait for him.
Yeah.
and we went from 3-member to 5-member boards, I didn't know anybody on a board that wanted to do that, but it was someone that thought it was a good idea that spearheaded that. So since then, it's been extremely hard to keep 5 members on every board. And I thought we did a pretty good run of every board keeping 3 members. But,
So in other words, it may not be so important.
so I'm thinking in hindsight, it probably wasn't a good idea to go to 5. I think we had a pretty good system at 3. But.
But that wasn't our choice.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.